Hiranna kalia potokurshi hemoto. Hirannaya tokurani kimaya takalia tata. Nohotaya vishitanya kalia potahashika. Hirokomati hariamukode. Ishtaya mukupala karanda krusha hirata. If I am here right now, in this moment, and I am experiencing peace, and I am experiencing grace, and I am experiencing the truth of all things, have I come to a place where I understand that God's grace is always within me, always a part of me, always seeking me, always knowing me, right? I am always being divine in this moment of joy and love and peace and truth. Why have I come here to see me as me? Why have I come here to be me as me? Why have I come here to understand that the divinity within me is the divinity of all things? I am consciously aware and awake in this moment. I am consciously knowing myself as divine, and I am consciously alive and awake in this understanding of truth. I am consciously being the divinity in all things. So why have I come here to be me? Why have I come here to see these things as divine? Why have I come here to expect myself to be peaceful and loving and kind? Why have I come here to be the graceful aspect of myself that I am already? Why have I come here? Is there a reason for me to be here? Is there a reason for me to exist? Is there a reason for me to find the peace and the love and the truth in everything that I am? Is there a reason for me to come here onto this earth plane and be the true being of divine love and light consciousness that I am? Is this reason divine? Is this reason pure? Is this reason wonderful? Is this reason expecting me to be the grace of all things? I am pure in my grace and my understanding of truth and reality now. I am pure in this understanding of essence and truth and all things. I am pure in this awakening that is occurring within me now as we sit here, as we speak, as we allow, as we love, as we divine ourselves into the consciousness of all things. So one more thing we need to see. There's always one more thing we need to see, isn't there? Expecting ourselves to be great, expecting ourselves to be divine, expecting ourselves to be perfect, expecting ourselves to be wonderful, expecting ourselves to be pristine. What is that thing that we are wanting? What is that thing that we are knowing? What is that thing that we are expecting? What is that thing that will produce the gracious consciousness of love and light that we are already? I am expecting myself to be divine. I'm expecting myself to be peaceful, and I'm expecting myself to be pure. So why have I come here to do those things? Why have I come here to expect myself to be pure, peaceful, divine, and loving? Why have I come here to be expecting of myself and all the things that are great on this earth plane? Why have I come here? Is there a reason for me to come here? Is there a reason for me to be great? Is there a reason for me to expect my consciousness to exist in everything that I see? Is there a reason for me to be present in this life at this time in the conscious place of understanding and truth that I am? Is there a reason for me to present myself to the world in the way that I'm presenting myself to the world? Do I have courage in my presentation? Do I have courage in the truth that I am? Do I have courage in the awakening of my true divine self? Do I have courage in expecting myself to be grand and divine on this stage, on this play, in this perfection that I am presenting to the world? Am I courageous? Do I have the courage that I need to expect myself to be great in this divine play? Do I have the courage that I need to step forward and become, to be who I am already? Do I have the courage to gracefully receive the energy of God's consciousness into my being? Do I have the courage to receive all the divinity that is mine already? Do I have the courage to expect grace to come through me, in me, as me now? Because what is courage? Courage is the grace of all things coming through me now. And as I see that courage and I expect that courage and I know that courage, what do? I feel God's grace more deeply within me, more fearlessly within me, right? I expect God's grace to become who I am now in this moment, and I will never concede to anything less than I am ever again, because that courage within me will stand forth and tell me the truth of my being. I am this wonderment, I am this joy, I am this peace, and I live on this earth in a divine, wonderful way. I live on this earth because I am courageous, because I am divine, because I am pure. I live on this earth because I am prestigious, right? I am prestigious in my awakening, in my truth, in my consciousness, and in my grace. I am alive on this earth plane because I have come here to be grand. I have come here to be great. I have come here to be prestigious. Can we be prestigious in our place of courage, standing in our enlightenment, standing in our truth, and standing in our peace? Can we we be courageous? Can we walk forward in the way that we know we are to walk forward on this earth plane at this time? Can we walk forward? Can we be who we came here to be? Can we expect ourselves to be gracious, kind, and loving in this truthful place of peace and love and divinity that we are already? Is there a courage that exists within us that cannot be seen by the outside world, but can only be known by our inner divine being of love and light consciousness? This courage walks forth with us, in us, and around us. This courage is the essence of all things because it takes us into the world in a way that we can be seen, heard, and known as our true divine, loving light, being, consciousness, and bliss. I am courageous, I am known, I am peaceful, I am divine, and I am loving, and I want this courage to walk me into the world in the way that I want to walk into the world as a peaceful, divine being of consciousness. I have seen myself as divine, I have seen myself as consciousness, I have seen myself as true, and I have seen myself as pure. Allow this courage to take you into the world in the way that you came here to be taken into the world. You can no longer step back and concede to anything less than you are. The courage within you will stand forth and allow you to be who you are now on this earth plane. Does it look weird? What we're doing, does it look weird? Does the consciousness coming forth from within me look weird? Does it look unpleasant? Does it look extremely bizarre to you? Does it look like it's an unconscious manifestation of the divine? What is it, right? Are we courageous enough to stand forth in our presence and our power and our peace? Are we courageous enough to stand forward in the one that we came here to be? Are we courageous enough to stand forward in the divinity and the aspect of our own life that caresses us and allows us to be who we are? We are the courageous beings of divine love and light that we've come forth to be. We have to be courageous, because if we are not courageous, then we have set ourselves up for something less than we are. And we are not less than we are. We are the true beings of divine love and light that we have come here to be. We are the courageous beings that we have come here to be. So in this aspect of humanity, do we stand forth in our power? Do we stand forth in our truth? And do we stand forth in our divinity? And do we allow ourselves to be seen as who we truly are in this earth plane? Is there a fear in that? Is there scared? I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I can't let people see who I am. Because if I let people see who I am, they're going to shun me. Or what are they going to do? They're going to stone me. They're going to push me away. What are they going to do? What are they? They are you. You are them. There is no they in you anymore. There is only oneness. There is only peace. There is only truth. There is only kindness. And there is only love. So if we are the divinity of all things, and everyone that we see is the divinity of us and the divinity of all things, do we have the courage to stand forth and be who we truly are? Because there is nothing else anymore. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. We are that divinity and that truth and that love and that peace and that courage. And be courageous. Stand forth as your true divine being of love and light consciousness. Be courageous. Stand forth as the one that you came here to be. Be courageous. You are here to be that divine being of love and light consciousness that you came here to be. If you do not have courage, then what are you going to be? Right? If you do not have courage, then what are you going to be? It's time to stand forth as the person that you came here to be. We are divine. We are loving. We are kind. We are conscious. We are truthful. What is that energy that's coming forth from within you right now? Do you feel it? Do you expect it to be divine within you? Who cares what it looks like? I don't care what it looks like, because I am divine. I am conscious. I am loving. I am not fearful of anyone or anything or any perception of me, because I am the divine person that I came here to be. I am the courageous one that I came here to be. I stand in my courage, I stand in my truth, and I stand in my strength. Why do I stand in my courage and my truth and my strength? Because that's who I am, and who else can I be? I cannot heed the call of someone who is not true to their own being. I can only heed the call of my own true inner self and my own true inner being. May we stand together in this courage and this strength. May we stand together in this place of divinity within our own beings. Do I look weird? Do I sound weird? Does the cautiousness within me allow me to be susceptible to people's understanding of me or their perception of me? No. The courage within me is the divinity within me. How can I stand back from being who I truly am? How can I stand away from my true depth and my true divinity? How can I stand back from being the courageous essence of my true self now? I cannot. I am the only thing that I have ever come here to be, and this courage within me allows me to stand forth and be that divinity. Why am I speaking to you of my courage and of my truth and of my sweetness, right, within my own being? Because it's time for every one of us to stand forth in our courage and our divinity and our truth and our power and our peace. Who cares what other people's perceptions are? Because those perceptions are not real. The only thing that is real is the divinity within you and the divinity that exists within everything and everyone that we see. If we see each and every being around us as the divine conscious being of light that they came here to be, then what else is there? Their truth is our truth, and our truth is their truth, and we all stand together in that truth of consciousness and peace. Stand in your courage and and be the divine one that you came here to be. Stand in your courage and be the divine one that you always are and always have been. Stand in your own courage and your own depth and your own truth and your own peace, and know that your strength is the strength of all things, because we have not been accepted by anyone as divine if that person is not divine within their own being. Why can they see us as divine if they have not seen themselves as divine? It is our power, it is our judgment only in the truth of all things that says we are divine. Every single one of us is divine. Every single one of us has seen peace. Every single one of us has seen truth. Every single one of us has known God's grace within our own beings. We know that, we feel that, we accept that, we are that. And I am the truth of all things, and I am consciously, graciously allowing that truth to come forth from within my being. What is the courage about? The courage is just me being the essence of all things. The courage is just me accepting that my divine grace is coming through me now in the essence of all things. What is the courage? The courage is just me standing up and saying, hey, here I am. This is who I am. I am the divine being of love and light consciousness that I came here to be. Be courageous in your truth. Be courageous in your peace. Be courageous in the divinity that you came here to be. I am the courage. I am the peace. I am the love. I am the strength. I am the divinity. We are all things. We stand forth in this truth. We stand forth in this courageous act of kindness now. We stand forth in this place that we want to be. We have never been separate from ourselves. We never will be separate from ourselves. Stand forth in who you truly are. What is all the perception about? It's not real anyway. We've made up all this perception. We've made up all these ways to act, all these ways to be, all these conservative ways of thinking and being. It's bullshit. It's not real. It doesn't mean anything. The concept of our reality comes only from a perception that's not true outside of our being. The only perception that's true is this perception that's coming forth from within me right now. The perception of you, the perception of your divine being, the perception of your divine self is all that is true for you. Allow it to come forth, flow forth, stream forth from within your being, and be who you are and who you came here to be. Because if you do not accept yourself as the divine consciousness of love and light and the energy of God's grace coming through you now, then you will never be the essence of all things, and you must be the essence of all things, because that is who we are, and that is who we always have been, and that is who we will always be. Accept your divinity, accept your courageousness, accept your truth. We are that divinity, we are that acceptance of truth, we are that love. I am here to be with you now in this courageous energy of God's love and light consciousness. I am here to be with you now in this courageous energy of God's love and light and peace. I am allowing myself to stream forth the divinity from within me in the way that it streams forth from within me. I am allowing myself to stream forth the divinity within me in the way that it streams forth from within my conscious being. I am allowing myself to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, to be truthful in this energy of peace. I am asking you to be divine, to be courageous, to be truthful, to be loving, and to be divine. Allow your energy to stream forth from within you. See what happens, see where it goes, see where the grace takes you, because the graciousness of all things is the graciousness of us. We are that divinity, we are that truth, we are that peace, we are that love. We are the courageousness of all things. We love you. We will be with you again.
Love is all you ever need.